My golden child stepbrother attacked me because I wouldn't give him money, but I recorded everything and sent him straight to jail. My entire childhood is filled with memories of my elder brother being coddled by my family. My parents are very traditional, and they were certain that my brother would take care of them while I would turn out to be a failure. They would take him to the movies but tell me that I needed to stay home and study. I remember he got the new Game Boy for his 8th birthday, and I wanted the same thing because he would never share it. But when I asked for a gift, they grounded me because demanding things is not a good attitude. Ever since then, I became scared to ask for anything. I had to go to bed hungry one time because no one called me for dinner, and I was too afraid to ask for food. This one time when we were around 13, he kicked a football and smashed one of the windows in our house. He knew that our dad was very strict about playing football inside, so he told them that it was me who broke the window. I tried explaining that I was hanging out with my friends at the time, but they didn't believe me. I was grounded to my room for an entire week, and all my toys were taken from me. By the time I entered high school, I was practically ignoring everyone at home and focusing on finding a job. That's because my parents had made it clear that they would sponsor my brother's college tuition, but not mine. So if I wanted to get further education, I needed to save up for it on my own. So I started balancing my school life alongside a job in retail. Fortunately, I met some friends in high school with whom I later started a business. When I turned 18, my parents kicked me out of their house, so I went to live with one of those friends. I used the money I saved up for college to invest in our business, and thankfully, it became successful. Now, I just bought a new house and held a celebration to which I invited all my friends and family who supported me. My parents and my brother were not invited. However, my brother somehow found my address and showed up to the party in a suit. I didn't want to make a scene and decided that I could accommodate him for just one evening, and invited him in. I was going to introduce him to my friends, but then he asked if we could talk in private. So I took him up to my room, and the thing he asked me for blew my mind. Apparently, the money that our parents were giving him as an allowance wasn't enough because he wanted to buy a car. So he came here to ask me for some cash, since he assumed I was now rich. I said no because I didn't have as much money as he thought I did in the first place, but he became really persistent, and almost demanded that I hand over the money I had hidden away. I explained to him that under no circumstances was I going to give him a single penny. I told him, our parents coddled you like an angel and you took full advantage of that. I had to earn what I have on my own and I worked hard for it. I thought you came here to congratulate me and to apologize for the past, but you exceeded all expectations. I'm not going to give you anything because frankly you don't even deserve it. Well, he didn't like that I was finally talking back to him. He started getting physical and began pushing me around, saying that he would do something drastic if I don't do as he said, but I still refused, so he grabbed onto my ear and pulled on it hard. He was always a strong kid, so as an adult he had enough strength to tear half my ear off. I let out an involuntary scream as my blood splattered all across the carpet. The guests rushed in and started yelling at my brother, who then got really scared and tried to run away. Some of my friends caught him and were going to hold him down, but I told them to let him go and just take me to the hospital. They questioned my actions, but I had solid reasons for it. You see, it was my house and I had set up cameras everywhere, especially in the room where my brother attacked me. I knew he was just going to run back to our parents and deny everything, but the police would believe the evidence I had. I got my ear reattached and immediately contacted my lawyer, who contacted the local cops and had them arrest my brother. I imagine that he was taken straight to jail, and my parents weren't able to stop it from happening, but I am not done. I am also planning on suing him for the hospital bill and emotional trauma, which would most likely be successful after an arrest on his criminal record.